folks. Now the power is within your grasp. It's the game that's already a legend. The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past. Only on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Now you're playing with superpower.
Hey techies, buckle up, because we're diving into the thrilling world of The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past. A true masterpiece from the golden era of Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Imagine stepping back into the early 90s, a time when arcade games were giving way to immersive home console experiences. Then comes this game, launched in 1991 in Japan and 92 across North America and Europe, and it absolutely changed the game. Pun intended, obviously. Think about this. You're holding that SNES controller, and on your screen is a game that doesn't just play well with its crisp, vibrant 16-bit graphics, but also tells a compelling story. Here's where Nintendo, under the wizardry of the iconic Shigeru Miyamoto, takes things up a notch. A Link to the Past wasn't just another sequel, it was a revolution in a cartridge. It introduced a dual-world mechanic that blew our minds. Two interconnected worlds, each mirroring and affecting the other. This wasn't just about hacking and slashing through enemies, it was about solving puzzles that span two realms, adding layers of depth to both the gameplay and its narrative. This game is like the perfect blend of innovation and nostalgia. It pays respect to its roots with numerous nods to the earlier games while pushing boundaries with its intricate world design and more complex story arcs. These elements set new standards for adventure games, influencing not only future Zelda titles, but the entire gaming landscape. Miyamoto and his team didn't just make a game. They crafted a world where we could lose ourselves in for hours, hunting for heart containers and unraveling the mysteries of Hyrule and the Dark World. Each quest felt personal, every dungeon a new challenge. It's this game that laid the groundwork for future epics in the Zelda series, turning what was already a beloved franchise into a cornerstone of gaming culture. And here we are, over 3 decades later, still talking about A Link to the Past because it's more than just a game. It's a landmark moment that defined what a video game could be and inspired a generation to see video games as a portal to incredible adventures. I mean, how cool is that? Diving into the making of Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past is like exploring the inner workings of a clock, each part meticulously designed to create a perfectly functioning machine. Shigeru Miyamoto, the mastermind behind Zelda's magic, along with director Takashi Tezuka, didn't just aim to follow up their past successes. They were on a mission to catapult the franchise into uncharted territories. The SNES, with its cutting-edge tech, was their vessel of choice, ready to take the action-adventure genre to new heights. I view the NES as a painter's new canvas, but way cooler. This wasn't just any canvas though. It was the only one that could bring Hyrule and the sinister Dark World to life, with colors so vivid and sprites so detailed that players could almost feel the grass under Link's feet. The leap in graphics wasn't just for show. It transformed the game's world into a vision feast that was leagues beyond what had been seen in the series before. Koji Kondo, the composer wizard, leveraged the SNES's superior sound capabilities to weave a soundtrack that wasn't just background music, it was the heartbeat of the adventure, echoing the highs and lows of Link's epic journey. Now let's talk about one of the coolest features ever, the dual world mechanic. This wasn't just a neat trick, it was a game changer. Literally, players could shift between two parallel worlds, where actions in one could ripple across to the other. This not only doubled the play area, but also doubled the intrigue, as the fate of both worlds became intricately linked. We'll touch on this a little bit more later. The combat system got a major overhaul too. It was out with the simple slash and dash, and in with strategic battles that required a mix of cunning and brute force. New items like the hookshot and the iconic Master Sword weren't just weapons, they were keys to unlocking new areas and secrets, making every corner of the game a puzzle. Miyamoto and Tezuka and their team faced a labyrinth of challenges though. From squeezing their grand ideas into limited memory to pushing the SNES to its limits without compromising on their vision. But like Link, facing down a dungeon boss, they used their creativity and understanding of what makes Zelda tick to deliver a game that was not just a step forward for the series, but a giant leap for video game storytelling and design. In crafting A Link to the Past, they didn't just make a game, they sculpted a world that felt alive, a canvas where every stroke of genius from the development team invited players to step into a legend, that would be forever cherished for generations to come. But when you start up The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, you're not just playing a game. You're embarking on an epic saga where every corner of its world brims with secrets waiting to be unearthed. The game weaves a tale of timeless battles between good and evil into a rich tapestry that's both classic and captivating. From the very start, you're pulled into the action. Picture this: Link, our ever-brave hero, is jolted awake by a desperate telepathic plea from Princess Zelda, something most recently reprised in Breath of the Wild. Imprisoned in the depths of the Hyrule Castle. This isn't just a distress call, though. It's the spark that ignites the adventure, setting the stage for the urgency and a clear mission. As you guide Link to rescue Zelda and defeat the sinister wizard, the story deepens, revealing not just a struggle for survival, but a quest intertwined with the destinies of the Seven Sages and the legendary Triforce. Hyrule is presented not just as a mere setting, but as a living, breathing entity. Each region, from the enigmatic Lost Woods and the daunting peaks of Death Mountain to the serene waters of Lake Hylia, is crafted with such detail that it feels like stepping into different chapters of a grand storybook. Then there's the Dark World, a twisted reflection of Hyrule, serving not only as a stark visual contrast, but also as a narrative mirror, showing the grim repercussions of power left unchecked. The game's genius lies in how it melds this vivid storytelling with gameplay. The introduction of dual-world mechanic isn't just a cool feature, it's a storytelling device. Interconnected fate of the light world and the dark world, with each action in one affecting the state of the other, adds a profound layer to the gameplay, making every decision and discovery part of a larger narrative ballet. This dynamic makes the player's actions feel impactful, as if they're truly shaping the fate of this world. Moreover, the story draws deeply on mythological and fairy tale elements, weaving a narrative that feels both familiar and thrillingly new. The lore of the Triforce and the saga of the sages don't just serve as backdrops, but are integral to the game's soul, enriching the narrative and inviting players to step into a role that feels heroically significant. This myth-making isn't just about storytelling, it's an invitation to live out a legend, to play a part in a story of heroism, betrayal, and redemption that feels as timeless as any classic myth. In A Link to the Past, every element converges to create a world that's not only immersive, but also alive with possibilities. A world where every path leads to new mysteries and every shadow holds an echo of the ancient struggle between light and darkness. This is more than just a game, it's a journey into the heart of adventure itself. And boy, did I sure love it. When The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past hit the shelves, it immediately became a cultural phenomenon that reshaped the gaming landscape. Critics and gamers alike were blown away by its sophisticated design, groundbreaking gameplay, and stunning audio visuals. This wasn't just any game, it was a masterpiece that expanded the horizons of what consoles could achieve. Critics showered the game with praise, highlighting its deep, engaging gameplay that masterfully combined brain-teasing puzzles, strategic combat, and vast exploration. This was a game on a whole new level, largely thanks to the SNES' robust capabilities. The dual-world mechanic, in particular, was hailed as a revolutionary leap forward, introducing a layer of strategic depth that enriched the gaming experience significantly. Let's talk about the commercial front. It was nothing short of a blockbuster, selling over 4.6 million copies worldwide and quickly securing its place as one of the top-selling games on the SNES. This triumph wasn't just a win for Nintendo, it was a testament to the global appeal of a well-crafted adventure game and solidified Zelda's status as a cornerstone franchise for the company. Its success is also mirrored by the broader trend of video games cementing themselves as a mainstream form of entertainment, captivating increasingly diverse audiences across the globe. Now, it wasn't obvious then, but the impact of A Link to the Past stretched far beyond its immediate success. It set a new benchmark for the action-adventure genre, combining storytelling, gameplay, and technology in ways that would influence a whole new generation of games. Titles like Chrono Trigger, Secret of Mana, and even future Zelda games, such as Ocarina of Time, would all draw inspiration from the trailblazing elements first pioneered in this iconic SNES classic. Culturally, the game was a milestone too. It opened many people's eyes to the potential of video games as a compelling storytelling medium, thanks to its rich narrative and immersive world building. The adventures of Link in dual worlds of Hyrule resonated deeply, creating a cultural touchstone that sparked a lasting love for the Zelda series among a whole new generation of gamers. It wasn't just a game, it was an invitation to explore the vast new worlds, an experience that many carried with them, shaping their understanding and appreciation of video games as a powerful form of narrative and artistic expression. The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past is a gem from the golden era of gaming. It's a cornerstone that profoundly shaped the landscape of video games. Its influence is monumental, setting benchmarks in game design, storytelling, and technological prowess that continue to echo throughout the video gaming industry. The game did more than just entertain. It perfected a gameplay formula of exploration, puzzle solving, and combat that became a bedrock for the entire Zelda series. This trifecta was so compelling that it not only persisted but evolved in later titles like Ocarina of Time, The Wind Waker, and Breath of the Wild. Each of these games expanded on the foundation laid by A Link to the Past, exploring complex themes such as alternate realities, time travel, and expansive open worlds, yet all trace their roots back to the innovative mechanics first introduced in this seminal SNES title. This game's cultural impact extends even beyond its gameplay and narrative achievements. It has fostered a vibrant community of enthusiasts who engage in speedrunning, theorizing, and collecting, adding layers to the game's legacy and ensuring its relevance endures. The game remains a lively topic in forums and YouTube channels where fans continue to uncover secrets, strategize, and share their insights, keeping the spirit of the game alive and well into the digital age. Did you play A Link to the Past on the SNES? What about one of the other Zelda games that this series beholds? What was one of your favorite weapons to use? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure you like and subscribe, as these are free and easy way to support what we do here. And as always, thank you for joining us. Feel free to click on either one of the videos you see on the screen now to join us on more trips through the Tech Timeline.